Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus, and you'll forgive me, but we're rolling. Right, Ruka? We're rolling a little bit. We won the last run despite being a little bit jacked up. Speed's okay, ZZKN 7XZX. Fire rate's good. Damage is bad. Pretty Fly's a nice little starting augmenter here, but honestly, at this point in my Isaac career, give me bad damage, great rate of fire, at least without bringing it to like an extreme, illogical degree. Like, oh, a little bit of one rate of fire, but zero damage. You know, that's obviously ridiculous, and I'm starting to think you're not approaching this discussion from a good faith standpoint, but, ooh, that was not a smart way to approach that either. HP, please, HP, please, HP. Okay. Well, you know what? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, I won't get fooled again. But give me like 8 rate of fire, roughly 3 damage, over like 6 damage, 15 rate of fire any day of the week. I didn't even run the numbers to see if those were even close to being equivalent, but you get the general gist of my opinion, my methodology, the thrust of my argument, if you will. Now, you guys have a sincere problem. I feel like this is like a different video game. Like I'm abusing a range advantage to kill an enemy in Isaac like I'm 10 years old. Or it's my final Isaac exam. The professor said I had to use my range advantage to demonstrate a certain level of competency. Nah. Sometimes I wonder, you know, like my Isaac skills, to whatever extent they exist, they developed in a vacuum, you know? Me playing against myself and against the commenters, more or less. So I don't know. I don't watch enough Isaac on YouTube, or on Twitter, Twitch for that matter, to really see if other people have built their Isaac skills in a different way. I'm assuming everybody's got items they like more than others, and etc., etc. But mostly I just, no matter what decision I watch somebody else make in Isaac, even if they're a better player than me, I just go, what are you doing? You idiot. Go back and get... that might have been a bad placement. Oh, it worked. Go back and get Dark Matter. What are you doing? Go get Eve's Mascara, you idiot. You absolute fool. I don't know why I'm framing it like I'm the most toxic member on Twitch. It's not like that. Whenever people go, should I pick up this item? I'm like, yeah, you should pick it up. No matter what. Curse of the Tower? Everybody's got to learn sometime. Beck. Sure, watch battery. I don't even really understand. I'm going to try this one as well. All right, well... Blacktooth, I don't even really understand. I got to level with you. My eyes hurt a little bit. On the NLSS today, one of my light bulbs went out in my office. And Kate was like, don't worry, we got spare light bulbs. So, you know, I'm going to just level with you. She changed the light bulb. I offered to do it, and then she was like, you're not doing it in the most efficient way, and she ripped the light bulb out of my hands and did it herself. And I was like, well, that's really what I wanted the whole time, so happy compromise here. Maybe, actually, Dead Tooth might be okay. Is it like once every 10 shots we get like a poison tooth shot or something like that? Maybe less than once in every 10, but... Anyway, so we replaced the light, and then the light was on for like an hour, and I started to smell what I would describe as burning. Like, I think that it's the wrong voltage or wattage, or... I'm just gonna level with you. Like, I'm not gonna pretend to have a... knowledge to that extent of the electrical situation. Dude, absolutely, rune bag. But yeah, so I'm playing in the dark. When I turn it on, which I just did, it's so much brighter than it's ever been before in the entire existence of us having lived in this apartment. So I don't know. I think maybe it's the bulb's too powerful. Does that make sense, Ruka? I'm not gonna let my house burn down, or my apartment burn down. Mostly because there's an automated sprinkler system to begin with, and I really like, as negative or as maybe even millennial as this sounds, you know, that's why there's fail-safes. I'm not saying that buildings are burn-proof. All I'm saying is, if putting the wrong bulb in a light socket could result in an entire apartment building burning down, I think we'd see a lot more raging infernos, okay? I'm not saying fire doesn't exist. I'm being overly defensive because I just finished streaming, and when you stream, people are, oh, are you saying fire is a lie? No, I'm not, obviously. Like, have some more respect for both of our intelligences. Obviously, I'm not trying to suggest that that's the case. I told you about the story. We built the fire pit like 3 days ago. It's all good. However, I have to imagine that it would have happened more frequently, is all I'm saying. I'll take Binky. I know we didn't use Void at all on this floor. I'm not bothered by that yet. We'll find opportunities to use Void. Spacebar items or bad passives. We didn't really have any bad passives. I just noticed we're also starting with one Guppy item. I feel like over the past maybe couple of months, Guppy runs have become a lot rarer. I think that's a big positive that I haven't really talked about. Of course, it's negative because I'd like to see them more frequently. But I think it's a positive for the balance of the game. It really used to be like 50% of runs reliably became Guppy. So it got to the point where you're like, if it's not a Guppy run, it's a below average run. And that was kind of a, it's not a great sense of entitlement to get as a player of the Binding of Isaac. If I'm gonna be honest with you on a 100% degree there. You know, it's better to expect less and be prepared to deal with less. I think, at least. Okay, this is where we want to be. No small rock. That was reverse psychology. I really wanted small rock, but life progresses. Life goes on. Ugh. Perthro? On Zeus. Who farted? That was not very smart. Okay, get your head back in the game here. Terrible decision, but check this out. That was unexpected. What a strange subversion of our expectations. We can't crack that. That's... I honestly think we want to not suck the D1 yet. First off, the D1 is a relatively low-value Void play. That being said, we have nothing more precious than the D1 to suck up with the Void right now, but we would lose the ability to suck up something on our deal with the devil or from our boss room, which I think is substantially more valuable. Try this on for size. We also, I mean, Guppy's Tale, there's positives and negatives, right? Like a Modest Mouse song off of building nothing out of something. Luck Up is very good because I think it'll give us more keys in the future, but you know, that the benefit of getting a lot of golden chests comes with the added sort of double-edged sword of if you don't have a lot of keys, you're eventually going to run into diminishing or like straight up 0 returns, and we are on 0 returns right now. It's like you know, a luxury clothing store, no returns. I don't believe that that's how that works. You could not hit me, please. Thank you very much. We do want speed. That's kind of the dangerous part here. I think we go no deal with the devil. Grab this. Try that on for... We got speed anyway. So I'm not too disappointed. Exactly. We might have even gotten more speed. Arrow Titan, thank you so much for the subscription. I gotta turn that off when I'm recording. I don't know. It's kind of like a nice news ticker. It's like when you're watching the news. It's just comforting to know that there's something going on the other end of things, you know? That people are still alive on Twitch right now while this is happening. I was hoping we'd get a rate of fire or a damage increase, particularly at this point damage, even though rate of fire scales decently with poison. But now I'm going like down my own rabbit hole because poison is like not a 10 out of 10 strong tier effect, so it's not a particularly... It doesn't scale that well with rate of fire, but we're going to try nonetheless. If you give me a moment here. What do we got? The gas. I'll just pop it. I was freaking out for a second. I got a little anxious. When I talk about phone anxiety, I'm being open with you. This is not a manufactured character, as ridiculous as you might think it is. I got a phone call, and it was I just looked at it right now because I had my phone on silent at all times for plausible deniability reasons. And it was like an 18-character phone number. There's all these scams going around now. Like, the phone scams are out of control. Once a week, I get a call that's like, hey, this is the super police. You better call us back immediately at this number with an Amazon gift card or go to jail. And I don't think, you know, the economy's not doing that hot. but I don't think the police are taking Amazon gift cards, and I also don't think that their phone numbers originate in Lesotho. But, you know, admittedly, it still freaks you out a little. Anytime I have a voicemail, I'm like, oh my god. Someone's dead, or someone wants me dead. And they left a voicemail, but usually when I go check the voicemail now, it's like, selected to win a cruise! Like, it opens in media res here. I almost want to do it on camera, but of course, I was thinking, like, if I do it on camera, it'll be the one time that's like, Mr. Letournel, this is officer, not a made-up name from the Vancouver Police Department. Please call me back immediately. And I'd be like, I wouldn't be salty about, like, I wouldn't be that embarrassed. I would mostly just be like, oh no, I have to scrap the Isaac video. Not the precious Isaac video. Didn't you get our calls earlier from our Lesotho branch? Nice. Okay, pop this down here. 2 of clubs. I didn't use it. I think it's one of those things, like, not everybody's going to be in the same boat. But I did this bit recently. That's putting it politely to call it a bit. But I talk on the NLSS sometimes about how, as an adult, no mail is good mail. I never get anything good in the mail. Try this on for size. It's not that I necessarily get a lot of bad things in the mail. Like, I got no problem paying my bills. Totally fine. This is our first opportunity to use the Void properly as well. You know, we don't even get bills for most of our stuff these days. It's all paperless. Doesn't bother me in the least to, you know, get an electricity bill in the mail. Happy to do my part. I mean, electricity is one of those things I'm very happy to pay for. No question about it. But, like, if something comes in the mail, it's like one of a few things. It's an ad. It's a jury duty summons. It's a letter from the tax service. Most of the time, it's not even bad news if it's from the tax service. It's either like, you owe us some money, or we owe you some money, or here's how much money you've paid us so far this year. But every time I see that brown envelope, I go, ah, man, I miss the days when I was like 13. And if I got when you're like 13 years old and you get a letter in the mail, what's the worst case scenario, right? There is no worst case scenario. You're happy to have it. I gotta turn the light off again. I'm sorry, Ruka. I don't know, maybe the dim bulb? It's a tough call, honestly. Blacktooth's been doing okay for us, as our damage is not that great to start with here. Packages are different. Like, I'm always happy to get a package, because it's usually something you ordered. Occasionally, it's something Adult Swim has given you. Should have duplicated that, obviously. And then you have to pay $20 customs on it, and then it's a Duck Game poster, and you're like, okay, wouldn't have chosen it for myself, but I'm not necessarily disappointed. Oh, this is not a black market, but hey, Seraphim's actually pretty good, which is why I'm gonna suck it up and try to get some extra damage out of it. And we got damage and rate of fire, which is perfect. Did we get a key as well, or am I? No, we didn't get a key. Let's go Curse Room. I think we should. I want to get more keys as well to go to the shop, but yeah, it's mail, and then like phone calls are the same thing. There's like 4 people I want to receive phone calls from. Text messages doesn't bother me at all. If I get a text message, no worries. That means someone non-urgently wants to speak to me, probably. If I get a phone call and it's not from Kate or one of my parents, or like the auto dealership, then I'm like, what are you doing? This better be important. So this, I don't know, you might disagree with my approach here. Wouldn't be the first time. But I really want you to pay out with something useful, and we have enough spirit hearts to not feel too endangered by this. I'm very sorry, you will be killed. You will be killed. And I will leave to preserve another half spirit heart. And then we'll try the exact same thing right here. Telepills? Addicted? No, thank you. Guppy. Come on, I believed in the moment, I was happy that we were going to have a chance to get Guppy super early. It doesn't have to happen super early. It doesn't even have to happen at all, but I would love it if it did. There's things about adult life I think people don't tell you about. Maybe it's just our generation, because I definitely remember, like, when I was a kid, maybe it's just me, or if it's not just me, like, you know, it's a minority thing. not everybody experiences it. When I was a kid, the phone rang. My parents were like, hello? When my phone rings, I'm like, it's a nightmare, dude. Maybe it's like because the novelty of it. I guess my parents didn't grow up in the era of telephones. I don't know. It's an irrational anxiety. I think it maybe comes from being raised in a generation where, like, probably the majority of my communication was in a text-based format. So when you talk to people in text, you can stall and you can take your time to think about what you actually want to say. And it's not like it's demanding of your time, you know? When you have a text message from somebody, you can respond whenever. You should respond as soon as possible. I think we all know I'm not the best at that. But, you know, you get a chance. And when you get a phone call, it's like, I want to talk right now. Like, it feels aggressive right off the bat. I'm not saying, like, it's a phone call should be made illegal or anything like that. Like, I understand the purpose of them to some extent. But I am, I don't like receiving a phone call. That's my 2 cents right there. Don't explode in my face, please. Thank you. You might disagree. I don't know. You might like the telephone. Maybe. More power to you, honestly. I think it makes you a stronger person than me in many ways. I gotta face my fear. I mean, I was a telemarketer for a while. It's weird. But then you're calling other people. And I don't know. I can kind of, like, for me, I can deal with people being like, I don't want to talk to you. It's when they want to talk to me and I don't want to talk to them that's more annoying. So what happens if you void? This is the real question here, isn't it? It's another ace of spades, but we don't need it necessarily. Let's void. I have no idea. And then we can just buy Nightlight. I'm hoping that it doesn't have catastrophic negative effects. I'm hoping it's just like, you did it. So now every time you void, it voids. The word has lost actually all meaning for me at this point. At this point. Yeah, I'm getting like too into the phone thing, but it's true. Like when I wake up with a voicemail, I'm like, oh God. Not oh God. I'm like, I used to be like, I'm going to avoid that voicemail until it gets auto-purged from my mailbox. It's an unhealthy attitude to have. Instead, I mean, it's obviously an unhealthy attitude to have. Sometimes my mom will text me and be like, did you get my voicemail? And I'm like, how dare you? Now I'm like, I gotta check it as soon as possible, which I think is why I'm talking about it right now, is because it's helping me cope with the anxiety, keep myself accountable. I'll never tell you what the voicemail was because, you know, it's private. They want to talk to me, not talk to you. Come on. I'm definitely going to suck up quick bombs. This run is like exactly okay right now. I'm really like, oh, we haven't fought the boss. Ruka, you alright, buddy? He like fell asleep and his head hit the box that he's in and he freaked out. Ooh, don't dislike it. I'm gonna suck up quick bombs, but I want to see what our boss has before we do so, because quick bombs are not really any good at all. It's like we spent the key to get 5 bombs, which is a heck of a deal out of a golden chest most of the time, but out of an item room leaves a little bit to be desired. And we can always use, well, not really more rate of fire, but we could always use more damage. 3.47 on Catacombs 2. We're way behind schedule, like 2 floors. I wasn't even thinking about it. Preoccupied with the phone call. Ooh, careful. I'm like, what's the best form of communication? Text message, man. So good. We do want that, I think. Oh, so we're Guppy, and we've won the game. We don't want to avoid Guppy's Paw. It's deleterious. I really think, like, we can't lose the game at this point. Every golden chest, you know, gives us a chance to get some more luck upgrades in that case. Didn't really work. I'm assuming if we get enough luck upgrades at some point, the golden chests will pay for themselves. Maybe, maybe not. Would we get temporarily damage? Wait, why do we get damage on a room? That was speed I think we got for real there, but we get damage when we press the spacebar. Why is that? I'm looking at my items, but that doesn't really help me. I really have to look at the items we've already sucked up. I didn't suck up like a Book of Belial, I don't think. I don't know. Yeah. It's a little intermediate level Isaac play there. You look at that and you go, that's an easy decision. As Blue Baby, what do you do for a bonus mark? You probably still take it, but... Well, maybe you don't, actually. I don't know. I'd be more hesitant. Like Ice Cube, if he sees your butt again from No Vaseline. He ain't ever had dinner with the president, and if he sees your butt again, he'll be hesitant. And again, if you've ever seen, or if you've ever heard the album, or the song, and you've seen Straight Outta Compton, you know that I can't say any other words in that song, because, you know, it's a little offensive to various different groups. Probably to Cube himself, he would be like, why is this guy rapping my song and doing a better job of it than I am? It's embarrassing for me as a Hollywood actor. I'm sorry, you know? I want to own a gas station and then make a parody of No Vaseline called Cheap Gasoline. I don't know why I would sell my gasoline for cheap. I guess the thing is I would sell it for the normal price. But I would just call the song Cheap Gasoline and hope that the marketing did the work for me. I ain't ever charged a premium on the ethanol. And if I see you here again, you best be at the stall. See, that's like totally not tone deaf and is actually, contrary to what you might be thinking, extremely good. Small rock? Small rock? Key? Key is also good. Secret room? Oh, it was looking like a sick combo. It was extremely not worth it. I kind of wish I'd gone for stopwatch instead. Probably should have sucked up Aquarius as well, but I don't know. I kind of feel like we can't be stopped at this point. Even though our damage is bad, we have a great chance to get it up in the future. Like, our flies are already great. Alges, Hagalaz. Alges, Hagalaz. Alges, Hagalaz. That was just annoying. You guys like Looney Tunes? You heard of this thing? It's like Disney, but like different. It's like instead of Mickey Mouse, they got Bugs Bunny. Instead of Minnie Mouse, they have Babs Bunny. You know, it's like a totally different sort of thing. Instead of Donald Duck, they've got Porky Pig. It's like, I don't even know how you could consider them to be similar. Well, one day, I would love to open that. That day's not going to be today. As much as I'd like to throw it back to you, by now, should have somehow realized what you had to do. It's like I'm having this weird crisis of faith right now. I mean, it's not really a crisis of faith. This is an illogical way to describe it. I'm sitting here in the dark, recording Isaac, talking about not wanting to answer my phone, and I'm genuinely having a moment of like, is my life in shambles? The thing is, it's not. Like, life's okay. It's good, really. Every year I get a little bit better about managing the phone thing. And, you know, I do a lot better job of taking care of myself as an adult. But I think the fact that I'm playing this game in the darkness right now, my eyes are straining. I gotta take that light bulb out of there and turn it, because it's a two bulb sort of situation, you know what I mean? I don't think we want any of those. We don't really want that either. Dude, we cannot get damage for the life of us. It's a two bulb situation. I think I just gotta pull out the one bulb and it'll be good to go. But or I could just continue turning my light on and off once every 10 minutes and then, you know, live like that for the rest of my existence. It seems like a worse option, though. I don't think I ever received a bad piece of mail until I was an adult. And I still haven't, like, it's not like I get them all the time. But now it only takes, like, a couple. Where you go, oh, that's why people, like, hate the mailbox. You might disagree, but I might just be ahead of my time. I want to point that out. By the way, mail's great correspondence. I love it. You do get spam mail, but it's great because you just throw it out or recycle it, you know? Anybody else grow up with parents? Hands up. That actually looked forward to junk mail. Like, every weekend the flyers came out, and it was like, I wouldn't describe it as a major event. It wasn't like, it's Flyers Day, everyone buckle up. But my dad was definitely like, give me the flyers, because I want to see where we're buying chicken breasts at this weekend. I am so far not that. And I think, oh, no, we can't go to Boss Rush, don't even sweat it. That I feel like I've kind of lost something in the process there. I don't know, I'm inherently distrusting of anything that describes itself as a sale. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but I'm gonna run you through what I consider to be some semi-logical reasoning, okay? I think it's illegal to do this, but one thing that's on my mind is whenever they're like, you know, chicken breasts on sale, $2.99 a pound, I think to myself, did you jack up the price just before you put them on sale so it looks like they're on sale? And the other thing I think about is, well, I didn't know how much they were before. If you asked me how much chicken breast normally cost per pound, I'd say I have no idea. I guess I'd have to look in the flyer, wouldn't I? Grab this. So just because it says sale, I think the human brain is conditioned to be like, oh, that's a good price. And then you go, you know, you're more likely to buy it. Not that buying chicken breast is a bad thing, and if you're buying chicken breast at market price, you know, more power to you, you know. Nothing wrong with that. It's a very versatile meat, even if it, you know, by default lacks a little bit in the flavor department, you can do a lot with it and make it work for you. So I'm not trying to disparage you from purchasing chicken breast. Little do you know, I have a controlling stake in Tyson Factory Farms, and as a result, if you buy chicken breast to stick it to me after this episode comes out, guess what? I'm sticking it to you. That's not true. I don't own stock. Okay. Well, open this up. Ooh, extremely great. The other thing I think is like, why is it on sale? Are you passing the savings on to me from a bulk order that you made? Or is it like bad chicken? They're like, oh, it's particularly terrible chicken this week, boss. And you're like, just mark it down a little bit. They won't know the difference. Or, you know, it might just be, hey, we gotta offer sales because other grocery stores are offering sales. I mean, that's what you want from like a, you know, a capitalist semi-free market, you know? You want a situation where they're competing on price and service. I don't know, though. I'm always skeptical. Leads to these situations where, like, I don't need the flyer. And the reason I don't need the flyer is because I buy, like, the same 10 things from the grocery store every time I go. Gonna run down the list. You know, I buy, like, 300 grams of deli meat. I have a routine, and I'm okay with it. Oh, we want to suck up the books if possible. Suck the books. Suck them up. Well, your eyes are reading. Great song. Loaf of bread. What kind of bread? It doesn't really matter. Usually whatever's got the furthest expiration date. Not a huge fan of seeds. If I was given the choice, I'd probably take a rye, but, you know, I'll take a flax, a rye, an Asiago, many different varieties. Doesn't matter to me that much. I mean, I've got preferences. Who doesn't? Okay, so the bread is important. Side of Canadian bacon, usually. Depends on the price. 300 grams of deli meat. Cheddar cheese slices. Stewing beef to make Japanese curry. Chicken breasts to bake. And then use for salads, sandwiches, etc., etc. However many Nature Valley granola bar packs is part of the deal, because usually they do like a 4 for $10 or a, you know, 5 for $12 or something like that. And I'm like, I don't really need 5 of these, and our apartment's small, but sure, I'll grab 5 of them to get the discount price. Then you go into the household supplies section, and you say, do we need Kleenex? Do we need dishwasher detergent? Do we need laundry detergent of any variety? You get whatever of those you need, you get the heck out of there. Then you go, if I'm grocery shopping alone, she get some kind of treat for my wife. So when I come back, it's like I did a chore, but also, and this is for all you, you know, aspiring husbands out there. It's like, hey, when I was doing this chore, I was thinking about you. Here's a nice, like, bottle of iced tea that you enjoy. Just a small gesture. And then she's like, you shouldn't have. And I'm like, it was nothing. And it was, but it says something, you know? So don't forget about that. That's an important one. I'm trying to think now, because it's not a lot of food. You gotta go to the produce section, you usually get a bunch of bananas, bag full of lettuce, and not everybody's into the iceberg lettuce. I like the iceberg lettuce, but if I'm feeling bougie, I might get a butter lettuce, or even a hearts of romaine. Some carrots, a couple of potatoes. Ginger, garlic if necessary. White pony? I wish sucking up white pony would give us the ability to fly, but I'm very confident it does not. We could still fight Hush. We don't want to, and we're not going to, but I just want to point out, we could. We're getting down there. Ansas. So my grocery trips, like, barring a couple of disparate elements, are usually very, very similar to one another. Makes it easy. And that's why I think I don't respect the flyer. I definitely don't respect the flyer for something like Best Buy. When we get a Best Buy flyer, I'm like, does this still work? Are there people who are like, your market research shows that when you send out this flyer, you sell like enough TVs after sending it out to justify it? Who's sitting at home? And then they get, honey, Best Buy mailed us again. They said we're a preferred customer. And look at this. I know we got a new TV last year, but they're on sale. We could go from a 40-inch to a 42-inch for only $700. Gas up the caddy, let's head down to Best Buy. That's the one I don't understand. The grocery store I get. That's like, if it's Family Feud and they're like, name a piece of junk mail you get on the weekend or on Friday. Grocery store, 100%. It's such a valid piece of junk mail, I don't even feel comfortable calling it junk mail. It might be valuable. Oh, dude. Hook me up. You know, we should probably, like, grab this and then use it. It's like 2 spirit hearts, and we get it permanently, so. And we don't have car battery. We have jumper cables. So I was looking at that, like, why did we get an extra spirit heart? Maybe Book of Sin, getting a Book of Revelations is what worked for us there. That's right. Starting to figure it out. Hey, we actually got damage out of Death's List. I should open that, but I'm being lazy. This run has actually gotten extremely good. And that's nice, because, I mean, it wasn't ever bad, but our damage did suffer for a while. As soon as we got Guppy, though, this is just a nice casual run here, and I'm having a great time. No small rock. There's a chance that could work out for us, but I think the chance is not worth the squeeze. That sentence doesn't really work. Black Rune's good. Pheromones is, you know, it exists. No, avoid going to the curse room. We already got what we needed, you know. We're Guppy. I don't want to rub it in the curse room's face. It's like coming back to your high school graduation 10 years later, and you're like, oh, what do? Oh, I'm the president of a bank. I have a beautiful wife and 2 kids that I love. How about you, Ryan? Oh, I'm a hotshot YouTuber. Maybe you've heard of me. YouTube.com/Northernlion, and they go, oh my god. We're sorry we were nice to you in high school, but we could have been nicer. You know what? You had your chance, nerd. Enjoy being the CEO of Apple. Never even heard of it. I'm going back to my YouTube office. Please, no. Save us from our domestically fulfilling, financially stable lives. And I'll look back at them and I'll say, no. I also heard that, Ruka. I don't know if you heard that on the microphone. I think maybe our shower organizer fell down. I called it a shower organizer once on stream, and people were like, has NL lost his mind? Does he have like a filing cabinet in his shower? No, it's, you know, a caddy. It's the thing that holds the soaps and the various shampoos. Loofahs. I'm gonna be honest, the shower organizer is unnecessary for the average 29-year-old male. Especially, you know, if you're of the bald variety. I use soap and my hand. Occasionally, if I'm feeling like I need an exfoliation, you know, I'm a modern man. I'll loofah it up a little bit. But for the most part, if you took loofahs off the face of the planet, I would probably not even notice. You know, I would get to St. Peter, and he would say, did you miss anything in the past, like, 50 years of your life? And I would say, I would. Oh, the loofahs! I was wondering. I just one day never saw them again. But, you know, when you got a wife, you need a shower organizer. Otherwise, you get all these products just strewn all over the place. It's not like it's a hassle for me, you know, it's easy for me. It's really more for her sake. Not disparaging it. I remember that moment, you know, the first time I saw the bathroom of a woman, and I'm phrasing it in the most awkward way possible, but, you know, I'd always been raised, boys are messy, girls are clean. In college, this is not meant to be, like, braggadocious, but, you know, like, go over to my girlfriend's apartment in college. It's like 100 empty shampoo bottles and moisturizers and, like, apparatuses I've never seen in my entire life. It's like it's... You know that Harrison Ford quote from The Force Awakens? It's all true. This one was all false. I'm telling you, if you're a young man out there, you're being lied to. Men can be dirty, they can be slobs, no question about it, but... You know, you hear these stories like, you know, hey, if you have a lady over, you want your bathroom to be clean. It's good, it's just good practice. You should make your bathroom clean. It makes people more comfortable. It should be clean, not just for them, but for you as well. If you go over to a lady's bathroom, there's a chance it's clean. If it's not clean, it's gonna be Mad Max in there, dude. Pantene Pro V everywhere. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm gonna check my voicemail. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. That was a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more of the feature finales. Watch, and I'll see you next time.